I've been in arenas where it's 10, 12,000 people screaming for their fighters. So the country are behind them. They really are embracing this sport. They are known for combat sports, obviously, with the striking. They do so well in the boxing, the amateur boxing, the Olympics as well. And then Triple G, of course, flying the flag on the highest stages, but now emerging day by day. So we move to the men's junior lightweight division. Magomed Abusalamov from Russia in the blue. So we are set to get underway. Russia versus Kazakhstan. Magomed Abusalamov in the blue corner, taking on Temirlan Khalidolla in the red corner. Look at that jab, Dean. That long jab from the Kazakhstan fighter. Look how loose his bodywork is, his movement. And you've been part of teams for a very long time, training, representing your teams in different promotions. What's it like when you come back and one of your teammates has lost it, you still have to go out and fight? How do you stay motivated? Is there more pressure that comes with that?
Yes, and it's pressure that comes with time. If you have a decent coach that understands the psychology of mixed martial arts, you kind of have to, it's like a bad exam. You kind of have to, it's over now, it's done. You know, the previous fight shouldn't affect me, because you can't let out any outside influences that negatively will affect you. If it spurs you on, oh, we lost, I'm going to actually bring this win home for the team, then yeah, use it to your performance. If it's all about positive reinforcements in psychology.
Mixing it up from body to head now is Temirlan. Magomed trying to work his way in, but he's getting met every single time he steps in by one of those short shots from Temirlan.
Magomed's waiting for that level change. You can see he leans his head ever so slightly, and he kind of circles off, and he moves his head as he circles off. But there's a level change from Temirlan.
The other side there. No read on that whatsoever.
And Temirlan's striking opened that up. He was so confident on the feet, commanding center cage. You know, he made his opponent in Magomed believe that he wanted to strike, change levels. Now he's looking for the single leg, looking for him to circle, run the pipe, gets the takedown. Again, looking to pass into a more dominant position. He's got the head trapped here, but he's going to use it to take the back. Both hooks could slip off for an armbar. Nice transition from Magomed. Magomed now on the outside, single leg of his own to see if he can finish it. Might look to trip the leg.
Oh, and he does, but look at the reversal there.
Temirlan got a warning there from grabbing the cage twice.
So interesting, isn't it? They are learning so much about each other. I was impressed with Temirlan, is not just his striking at range, but also his short counters to stifle the entries from Magomed, but then he was the one that engaged the clinch. And I think Magomed learned from that he might be the stronger grappler, and straight away when they got back to their feet, he wasted no time, Dean, getting this takedown.
Yeah, he pulled the trigger that time. Before, he was circling around, he's moving his head back, leaning back ever so slightly, just kind of a little bit away from the fight. Now he's pulled the trigger, gets caught in a triangle position here. Temirlan has to reach up and break the posture of his opponent. 10 seconds to do that, though. And we might see Magomed just ride this out. He's doing the right thing here. Posture to the sky to stay out of that submission.
Wow, this junior flyweight bracket. Sorry, this is the junior lightweight bracket now. And this is the first taste we're getting of it. And again, it's just showing the level, the technique that these young men and women have stepping into these cages. Let's look back at some of this. This was on the feet early on, Dean.
Yeah, Magomed, he's leaning back there ever so slightly. He's not really engaged, and he's not confident in his ability to stand in front of his opponent. And as soon as he pulled the trigger and it was confident, and he changed levels for the double leg, he got it. So almost certainly that's going to be his game plan now coming into the second round. Come underneath the shots, force Temirlan to overcommit, and then look for the takedown.
Set for round number 2 here in the men's junior lightweight, the opening men's junior lightweight contest here in Kazan. Host nation Russia, represented by Magomed Abusalamov, taking on Temirlan Khalidolla. Any key adjustments you'd look for from either fighter here, Dean?
Well, as we said, like, Magomed needs to pull the trigger. He needs to be confident in his strikes and try not to loop the punches and leave his head exposed, because that's in turn going to deter him from being confident to change levels. But Temirlan much of the same, really, to start pressuring with the striking, put more power on the striking, keep a low stance to be able to sprawl. But also, I like to see him show the uppercut just to deter Magomed from changing levels and running into that.
Let's see if he listened to the... Oh, again, the counter striking. Does feel like the hands of and legs of Temirlan. He has the advantage on the feet, but that grappling, that display of grappling, or the takedowns at least from Magomed, very good indeed. Oh. And again, when you look at this, we highlight the technique, the skill. There are learning moments still within this. You saw Temirlan going straight back to the cage there, and that's exactly what Magomed wants to help execute this takedown, right? Use that cage wall to as a block, as a stop, to get that clinch. Yeah,
limits the maneuverability of your opponent. There's so many viable options. You basically got him blocked up against the wall, so you can start to attack the legs. You know, you can clasp the body for double underhooks. Magomed now in the half guard position. See if he starts to try and advance. He might be happy just to land some ground and pound here. He might take the back in this position. You've got to get both the hooks in.
But what I like there from Temirlan, there was some urgency. He wanted to get back to his feet, even giving up the back. He's now on his feet, working against the cage to try and separate these grips. That shows good fight IQ as well.
Yeah, good timing as well. I love the way Magomed grapevined his leg in between his opponent's legs to minimize him being able to turn into him.
All these little battles, aren't they? All these things, the head position, the hand fighting, like you said, grapevining the legs, all these little bits that they truly understand and execute as part of the greater movement.
Watch Temirlan now to try and shake his opponent off. He only has one hook in that. It's one that now enabled him to kind of just shake him off like he was trying to shake your backpack off your back. And both those hooks in is the most viable option.
Oh, he's turned into him. That's a little mistake there from Magomed, and great reactions from Temirlan.
Magomed now is going to try and wrestle out of this position. Triangle, he's got his head trapped a little bit here. He's going to have to try and force the knee backwards and pop his head out of this position. It just serves to be quite uncomfortable and just a little bit of control temporarily. But Temirlan's going to do something about this. Though. There we go, setting up the Kimura.
Yeah, straight away looking for that. But great work from Magomed, because you can...
Magomed could step over for the armbar here, though.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be trying to Kimura the arm across. What a grip from Temirlan, though. Did a good job of grapevine his hands together to disallow that.
18 seconds left in round number 2 here. Very different round to round number 1. We saw quite a lot of it contested on the feet. The end of that round on the ground. But this one, very much all about these scrambles, these clinch scrambles. Superb battle between these two. Different demeanor for Temirlan going back to his stool there, sort of slumped onto it there, Dean.
Yeah, Magomed has really dug deep now and started to implement his game, and he switched the switch on. He ate a nice right hand there, but this was the ground and pound that initiated the transitions between those positions. I mean, it's a very difficult one to score this. You know, Magomed has been a lot more aggressive. He's dictated the takedowns. But Temirlan has done a great job of nullifying in the transitions and trying to gain the top position.
And again, a close contest between these two nations. 3 minutes left to decide this. Temirlan, Khalidolla in the red corner. Magomed, Abusalamov in the blue. And off they go. Now from Temirlan, would you really in his corner wanting to keep this at range? He really did show some beautiful striking. Seemed to have the advantage in that, but now you've got to take into account a little bit of fatigue. Has that taken a little bit of that speed away?
Yeah, he's got a counter. He's got to use footwork to change off that centre line to disallow the level change from Magomed. He's quite cautious here. He's standing back. He's using long strikes. There's the uppercut we're speaking about. Those low shots will deter the level changes. But he's using the long strikes. He's using the outside foot. He's circling to the correct side. He wants to circle to his right side, to the outside foot of your opponent.
Oh, now Magomed looking to drive up against the cage. Nice escape there. He's got to keep moving though. Can't get his back against the cage like last time, Dean.
He's doing the right thing here. Every time he senses being pressured back, or every time he senses that he might overcommit, he's very aware of the takedown. He's to stuff the head here.
Oh, but there's some...
He's got to look for the double underhooks in this position as well. He's got to try and pummel the arms on the inside of his opponent.
Look at the weight distribution from Magomed there. It's not like a clean takedown. He's just making Temirlan carry his weight or have to deal with his weight in these positions.
Yeah, he used the hip bump from the double underhooks to expose the back. I mean, if you don't get the takedown, your opponent has to try and stay up top, which allows you to just duck under and take the back. That's exactly what we're seeing here from Magomed. They try and mat return him back to the mat, like drag him down by his torso and drive the head into the canvas.
Oh, and now drops back. Now it's the scramble. Oof. But look at the positional change, the understanding there from Magomed. Stayed in contact, slipped to his other shoulder, and now he's riding the back of Temirlan.
Let's see if he waits now to get both hooks. Last time he only had one hook, he was on the back and he got shook off. The cage right now on his right side is blocking that other hook off. That's why you're seeing disabandon that position and maintain the back. He wants to try and get his opponent off the cage here to secure that hook on that right side. You can see now he's actually put himself up against the cage. That's because when this fight goes to the ground, he wants to put both hooks in on the inside of the hips.
35 seconds left, and this round has flown by, Dean. Absolutely flown by. I'm sure it's not the same for Temirlan in there, feeling the pressure of the Russian Magomed on him continuously through the last 2 minutes. And what important part does the head position play in this cage wrestling?
Well, ultimately, you want to get your head and your hips below your opponents to get a takedown. So the idea that you can maintain your opponent's leverage underneath their chin disallows them to lean down, to gain any power with the whizzers, the underhooks. So just to stretch your opponent out really to get underneath the chin.
All 3 rounds in the books. This one goes to the judges' scorecard. Have they done it, Dean? Have Russia finally got one over on Kazakhstan after a rough start against this nation? Deep breaths there from Temirlan, Khalidolla. You can tell it's close. There's no celebration from either fighter, no hand raising.
Yeah, and the time it's taken the judges to consolidate their scores as well. And I don't blame them. It's a very difficult fight to come to a conclusion.
Just waiting for our man, Mr. Ricky Wright. He's ready. Let's make it official.
And from cage 1, your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, representing Russia, Magomed, Abusalamov.
And they've done it, team. They have done it. Magomed, Abdusalamov